Okay, so I've had a couple of questions about the point of view, you're the main character assignment. So I'm going to go over it with you guys just really quickly. You should have gone over the characterization and the conflict notes beforehand, and you can use them as you're doing this assignment. I encourage you to do so. Okay, so when you come here, like it says, we're going to talk about ourselves. So really, the only thing that you guys are doing that is your own thoughts here is just making sure that you understand what characterization is and what conflict is. Okay, conflict's a little easier. You've been talking about it probably for a lot longer. Um, person versus society, person versus self, those kind of things. Again, go through the notes on that. So you open up this worksheet. If you give me just a second, I'm going to open up my copy. All right, and then the directions on here say you're going to complete this assignment about your life as a story where you are the main character, okay? So in our lives, obviously, the only thoughts and things that we know that aren't shared with us, and we know for sure our own experiences, our own thought processes, that kind of thing. It's about us, all about you. You have to be the main character in your own life, okay? So pretend that your life, someone's going to write a book, someone has written a book about your life, and you are the main character, okay? You should include other characters, so other people, while being specific about what type of character they are. So you obviously have friends, parents, siblings, whatever you name it. You have dogs. They could be your characters in this little assignment right here. Um, you can share up to whatever you feel comfortable with. Okay, so don't feel like if I'm asking you about a conflict that's actually happened in your life that you have to share this deep dark secret on this assignment. That's not true. Think of basic conflicts that happen every single day, because every single day we have to make decisions between one thing or another. Okay, so you're going to have one protagonist, and the protagonist, we know from looking at the characterization and character notes, is always going to be the main character. So if it's just a story about your life where you're the main character, then you are going to be the protagonist. So for this first um, snippet right here, you're going to put your name on this line. So I'll go ahead and walk through it. My name is Haley Wood. That is, I'm the main character in my own life. Okay. Indirect characterization, we know, is found in stories where the author doesn't come out and tell us what the character is like or what they look like directly. Okay. They never state, or they don't state in this instance, she had short brown hair. They never state she was a teacher, she was kind, she was mean. Okay, that would be direct characterization. Indirect is where we have to infer about a specific um, characteristic of that character. That's a lot of characters. All right, so we know that the acronym we use is STEAL: speech, thoughts, encounters with others, actions, and their physical looks, their appearance. Okay, obviously, there is not an actual book out there for you to go and pull these things from. So you're going to just have to use your own creativity and your own brain to think of these things. So for speech, I could think of something that Miss Wood, actually said. All right. So I don't know, say that I want to get across the characterization that I am kind. All right. So I would go through, okay, what could I say right here that would make me seem to other people like a kind person? All right. What could I say? What could I have my character say? All right. And I could say, Haley Wood said to her friend, you are, I don't know, so pretty. Please let me know what I can do to help you ever. Okay, obviously I just made that up on the fly. Whatever you want to say, whatever you choose a characteristic of yourself and you go through these things. You could even write it over here if you want to remember it. So you could say indirect characterization. I'm going to choose the characteristic kind. And so all the things over here should reflect that I am kind. Okay. And then direct character, and you're going to go through all of those things: speech, thoughts, interactions, encounters with others, um, actions, and then their actual looks. All right. You might not necessarily be able to explain well that they look kind, but you could go, Miss Wood has kind eyes and her smile makes people feel welcome. I don't know, okay? You would just make that up. There's really no wrong answer here other than, is it actually an indirect characterization? If you come over here and say, for thoughts, I am a kind person, thought Miss Wood. Okay, that's not indirect because you literally said, I am a kind person, and what we're trying to get across is that you're kind. So that would not work, all right? Direct characterization is the opposite. You would want this right here. Okay, you could literally copy, oh, my bad, all kinds of computer problems today. That would be direct characterization. The story, per se, is directly saying Miss Wood is a kind person, okay? She has brown hair, okay? That would be direct characterization. And you're gonna go through and you're gonna do that for all of these things, okay? Then moving on to the type of conflict. You choose, again, think of a conflict that's happened in your life. It doesn't have to be some deep, dark thing. Just any conflict you have come across in your life. You versus who? You versus you versus your dog, you versus your cat, you versus your mom, you versus your sister, you versus your friend, okay? Whatever, you versus a group of people, whoever, whatever you want, okay? I'm looking to see if you understood the different types of conflict, right? Then, what characters were involved? Literally just write their name. If it was you, just cite Haley, okay? What happened? Be descriptive here, okay? I want 5 sentences at least because I want you guys just writing, all right? Well, what happened? I was in an altercation with my mom because we didn't agree on what my grades should look like. I had a 75 in this class, which I thought was passing, and she wanted me to do better because she thought I could do better. Okay? Right there is a whole scenario. That's all I'm looking for. Okay? And then was the conflict resolved? Yes or no? If yes, then describe how. We came to an agreement that she wanted me to get a 90A and I wanted to get a 75C, I think. Yep. So we compromise, and if I get an 80, she'll be happy. Okay. Then you'll do the same thing with an antagonist. Again, based on the notes, well, it's based on what we know about characters and characterization. We know that the antagonist is whoever you're going against. So whoever you win against in this conflict right here, an easy solution would just to move them and make them your antagonist. Okay, the only exception is if it was you yourself. You could do that. It would definitely work, but it would just be a little more difficult, okay? So again, think of something simple. Me versus my cat. I got into a conflict with my cat this morning because she used the litter box and she scraped it onto the floor. That makes me upset. That's a perfectly acceptable conflict to use, all right? Just use things that actually happen to you. Don't overthink this process. You'd go through this same process down here to explain the character, indirect and direct characterization. Again, there's not literally anything out there that is written about your life and your situation, okay? Just make it up. Then you'd go through the type of conflict again, all right? Again, if you use this person versus this person and you move whoever you put here to here, then just put whoever they are. So my cat versus me. All right, that's what I would put there. Then I could explain what the conflict was. Obviously, they need to be different conflicts, all right? But there can be some overlap as far as who the people are. Describe, tell me if it was resolved and how. All right, what I mean by choice is you get to pick one of the other types of characters that we talked about. Okay, static, dynamic, round, flat, one of those, and then you put who it is, and then you would go through and characterize them the same way. Now, if it's someone who is like a static character and we don't know much about that person, then your chart right here would look a little different, all right? You just, again, use your own creativity there. go through the conflict if there is a conflict. If there's no if you choose a static character and they don't endure any conflict in your life with you, then don't fill this chart out. That's fine. That's showing me that you know that static characters pretty much are just there. All right. If you guys have any other questions about this assignment, please let me know, okay? I'm always open for an email. I hold office hours every single day and on Fridays, so just let me know if you have questions about this.